It's quite hot, isn't it?
That is, that is, yeah. Yeah. There's a softness there, yeah. Everything okay? But
The Windows Wi-Fi went out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I had to reset it.
all right. No. Yeah. Yeah. But it's a full maturation in Oloroso sherry, which can go terribly wrong or terribly right. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But it's yeah. Yeah.
Would I pay for
So, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? What's your opinion? What's your opinion? Good idea. Yeah. Fabulous edition of Redbreast single cask. You know, well, Redbreast single casks are always very unique, rare, and quite expensive. But you actually get what you pay for. That's the one thing that I will say.
I'd like to say thank you very much for bringing this dram to us.
Well, it made it onto the list. It made it onto the list. I mean, when we were putting together this list, it was a case of some that I had tasted that I really liked and thought, these need to be tasted, these need to be shared. Others that I've tasted and I thought, no, it's €400 whiskey, but it just doesn't cut the mustard. It just doesn't. It's just not worth it. And there are some in the shop that are, I think they're overpriced. And I'm talking about the Macallan, okay?
Sorry, Brian, the CEO is on the phone looking for you.
Tell him I'm off tomorrow. You didn't know that I'm off tomorrow?
You know now?
And then there were whiskies that I thought, we want to share, and other whiskies that I thought, I'm never going to get to taste that. I really want to try that. So the likes of the Fircullen 23 at 310 a bottle, the Redbreast at 400 a bottle, and the Teeling as well. I'm not going to get to try them. So this is the opportunity, and it's one of the gifts that the club and the Whisky Society brings to all of us, is that we get to try whiskies that we wouldn't necessarily get to taste. Or also,
Thank you.
you're very welcome.
What's the process of a bottle going into being an exclusive bottle? Does Dublin Airport go looking, or do distillers go to Dublin Airport?
No, the airport go to the distilleries looking, but yeah, it's a kind of a meeting of the waters that they decide. One goes, said, look, we have something really exceptional, and then they say, okay, you tell me why it's exceptional, why we should bring it, and then they do the walk away. Yeah.
And there's also a group.
Trying to bring the whiskey ambassadors.
They bring the ambassadors.
They
yes.
bring the ambassadors.
To the
Yeah.
airport,
Yeah.
And they bring them to the distillery.
Yeah.
And I know they were in Teelings
Recently, yeah.
And they tried 6 or 7 casks and they picked the cask. So that cask was bottled from the airport. There.
Yeah,
And they bring the whiskey
and they did the same. They did the same with Dingle, and that's what they do. Yeah, and they get the opinion. Yeah,
And what Dominic means about the whisky ambassadors, so they would be ARI staff, so Air Rianta International, so airport staff that have been upskilled and trained as whiskey ambassadors. So they're employed by the airport, and they then would be brought, or a group of them would be brought to the various distilleries, and they would choose, this is our, this is what we think the whiskey should be, and that then will get bottled, and we'll have the Irish Whiskey Collection logo on it. Joe.
Two things. One, someone has asked, can you repeat the redbreast tea shells? And the second thing is, how do I get one of those chops?
Well, first thing I'm going to say to you is that when we go into work in the morning, you remember when you were children and you went into a sweet shop and you were saying, can I have one of them and one of them and one of those? Well, that's like it for us. We go in and
The Wi-Fi dropped. So when you were explaining what the whiskey was, it was X years old.
Oh, right.
All the details, that's what it was.
Yeah. The Redbreast, 18 years old, all sherry, all Oloroso sherry maturation, single pot still. It was launched in 2019 at there's 582 bottles at 59.3. Single cask, I'll even give you the cask number, which was 18787. Just to make sure. The mash bill was 40% malted, 60% unmalted, and it was distilled by Barry Crockett and bonded by Billy Lighton. And also involved in the bonding of that was Dave McCabe, who was just starting out on his journey.
And you mentioned there were a few other single casks released to the Palace Bar, to
which are all
Masters and Malt and so on.
Yeah, they're all Olorosos.
And a number of years ago, when I got involved with the Whiskey Society and I met the brand ambassador, I wanted to ask him, could the Irish Whiskey Society get a single cask from, I didn't even get through the sentence where he's like, no, not a chance. So they weren't doing that anymore, and they'd stopped doing single casks for societies or for individual companies. They're doing it again now. There was a launch of a single cask for the Palace Bar. Was that a 25-year-old? 25-year-old, and that was a snip at 770 a bottle.
They did one as well for
launch night. It was only 750.
There you go.
They also did one for the the friend at hand
in Belfast.
In Belfast as well. And that,
So what do you think of this? Yeah. I mean, they just make the best pot still. There's. Shall we move on? So, again, another handbrake turn, and going from pot still to a malt. So this one is Napo Castle 12-year-old single malt, released in 2018, 2019. It is Bushmills liquid, Bushmills triple distilled malt. Not quite non-chill filtered. It's a little to no chill filtering. I'm not quite sure what that means. There is added colour, although you wouldn't think so looking at it. But colour has been added. Some colour has been added. It's 12 years. It's spent 12 years in first fill bourbon. Ex-bourbon barrels, 54.5% ABV. The first 1,000 bottles of 4,200 bottles was given to Dublin Airport, Dublin and Cork Airport. So the first 1,000 bottles went to the Irish market. Although apparently there were thousands of cases sold of the cask strength sold in Asia. But this came out in 2018, 2019. I don't have an exact price. €81 is one that that I have from our archive, from the Whiskey Society archive, because this is gone and gone. We've had this. I say we, the Irish Whiskey Society, has had this in cold storage, in storage since it came out. Every now and again, when single casks or particular bottles would come out, we go, you know what, that's going to be really perfect for a tasting. And then when the right time comes up, that's why we've brought it out now. So they were the last two that we had in the. We only had two in the archive, and this is them now.
Where is this archive?
It's a shelf. That's what it is. It's just a shelf. I give it a fancy name like a cellar, but no, it's a shelf.
And where's the shelf?
Now, yes, so there are other versions of the Napo Castle. So Napo Castle has been, it was a brand of its own. It then was taken over by Castle Brands. It then went to Pernod Ricard.
Yeah.
And then Pernod Ricard offloaded it to Cobblestone Brands. Cobblestone Brands is a company consisting of those that started the Glendalough distillery. So they sold the Glendalough distillery to Mark Anthony, and now they've started their own a new company called Cobblestone Brands. And this is the Napo Castle is one of their wide portfolio. They also have ready to drink. They have gins, they have vodkas, they have rums, and so on. So.
Any relationship to the Cobblestone Pub?
No relationship to the Cobblestone Pub, as far as I know.
Did they keep the source of it, like where they're getting it from? Like, did they lose that relationship or?
I think that it's still, they're still getting the liquid from the same place. So this is Bushmills malt whiskey. So it's lots of up.
Yeah. I actually got a little update on it. It was released from Castle to Lafayette, who's another. Yeah.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I saw that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because of the dates.
Dates. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That he was wrong. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd forgotten it's in Toronto. I like it. That is. That is fabulous. That's all AB1s. I preempted the whole thing.
I just bring the tasting mat with me and
Yeah. And mark them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, you know, yeah.
God, that's lovely.
That is fabulous.
Should have which?
Finished.
Well, but that's a good point. That's a good point. But what I found is that when the biggest whiskey is at the end, you've had big whiskies. And it's another reason why I wanted to have it after the break, so that it's like you're, I don't know. But no, this is, I didn't want to go from the lightest to the biggest, because I found that in the past is that I get to the big whiskey at the end, like, I'm not sure I can taste this properly. You know?
Yeah, fair enough.
What do you think it is?
I quite like it. It's very drinkable. It's very Bushman.
Yeah. Do you like it? No.
Not a lot. I don't know. It's not got enough going on. I don't think. Compared to all four other different strengths.
I think that's the surprise of the night. Yeah.
Well, it's not going to have the same complexity of them
Surprise
because
of the night.
it's bourbon only.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's a full maturation maybe once.
Thinking like, what would I buy? You know, what would I?
Yeah. You know.
All of the other four are serious cases. And they're all.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like it. I like it.
Yeah, and the guys from Cobblestone, they have some fantastic liquors. They've been cooking around 30 odd years. Yeah. The fans are, you know.
A lot of spice, yeah.
It is a premium brand.
It is, yeah.
But light at 40%. You know, if it had a couple of more degrees, it might have been.
I know. It's amazing how you Castro and Whiskies get on talking.
So will you introduce
The hints, exactly, yeah. So, any last comments on the Napo Castle before we move on?
If that wasn't here, that would be.
Also, is everyone warm in the room? We can open the windows.
Yeah. You might need to just put your body there to keep it open.
It's locked.
Can we all watch?
Put your back into it.
I was going to say, if only we had.
Well done.
Yay.
Well done. Thank you. But Neil makes a good point in terms of. Neil made a good point in terms of tasting the Napo Castle after the Redbreast 18, and there was a couple of other comments to the same point, if you have the biggest whiskey at the end of the lineup, it means you've tasted 5 whiskies. Can you really taste the biggest? Can you taste that? Anyway, so it was a case of sort of playing around with what should the order be, and no, but you're right, having a pot still and then going into
It survived. Like it did well.
exactly. I hope so. Okay, so which is a perfect segue over to Michael talking about the hinge.
Hinge, right? Your second spotlight is Waterford Whisky Society bottling of 23-year-old Hinch whiskey, and right, we're all into whiskey here, so we know that anything up around that age can only come from a couple of distilleries, especially single malt, can only come from 2 distilleries. But Hinch bought quite a number of casks. Terry Cross bought quite a number of casks back in 2015, and that from a certain other distillery, and started maturing them. and with the cask that we had from the Jimenez Spinola PX, we were looking for something special to put it into because it was a very special sherry. So we wanted something kind of unique, and we kind of researched quite a bit, and we tasted quite a bit, and we decided on this Hinch. They offered us this cask. It's actually a second fill, and with the discussion there earlier about wood taking over first fill, first fill bourbon, that the wood taking over, which is the reason why when we were looking for an aged whiskey, that we went for a second fill. So, which kind of explains, and we wanted something that would absorb the flavours of the sherry without overpowering it. And you will find when you get around to tasting the Hinch that you have that fabulous bourbon maturation and distillate that comes from a certain distillery, and that is that this sherry.
I'm just wondering, is there like a legal non-disclosure agreement about what the distillery is? But if you can't say, you can't say.
Right. Well, yeah.
So there is. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
No, there isn't. So it's actually Bushmills, right? It's Bushmills single malt. Thanks. They had matured and above in their warehouse 3 above in Hinch. They bought fabulous casks and really knew what they were doing when they bought all these casks, and they have released themselves quite a number of aged whiskies which are really, really good. And so we left the whiskey in the cask for 7 months. Now on the bottle it says 6, but it's actually 7 months, which brought it over 23 years of age. So it's 22 and a half when we recast it. And look, when you taste this, you'll know what I'm talking about. I went to write notes on it before I came home, and that's all that I could put in it. Because this is, when you have a couple of children and you have a favourite child and you can't say it. But that's my favourite child. So definitely a favourite child. Yeah, it's fantastic. There's so much going on in it, and yet the sherry doesn't overpower the bourbon, and the bourbon doesn't overpower the sherry. I hate giving tasting notes because it influences the way people think and look, and next thing they go back and they say, "What did that fella know?" So you'll make up your own minds when you go to taste it, and it is just phenomenal. We bottled 300 bottles, and exclusively for the society. But I think some people, yeah.
And that's another reason why it was included in tonight, because Michael very kindly offered it to us. And
So, pardon?
you didn't mention the Irish Whiskey Awards?
Oh yeah, it actually won a gold medal last year at the Irish Whiskey Awards. So seeing that we're talking about, we actually won 2 gold medals last year. We also won one. We picked a cask off of David Boyd Armstrong from Shortcross, which was a malt and rye, and that won another gold medal. I'm not boasting, by the way.
Well done. So you'll have the opportunity to taste the sherry and the whiskey side by side if they're not already gone.
Yeah.
But
has anyone tasted that one already?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's bang on in terms of it's neither overpowered but it has a sting.
Yeah, it's there without going. Yeah,
There.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually 50. It's actually 54.8 percent alcohol by volume. Yeah.
Michael, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to tasting that side by side with the sherry. So, moving on, it's coming up to 9 o'clock, so moving on to the final whiskey of the evening, or at least the final whiskey we have poured. And this is the Teeling 20-year-old single malt Irish Whiskey Collection release. It is, surprise, surprise, Bushmills triple distilled malt, non-chill filtered. It spent 11 years in ex-bourbon barrels and over 9 years in cognac. So it was in that since 2016. A single cask of 300 numbered bottles, although that doesn't sound very, very even, but 300 numbered bottles, 54.3 ABV, duty free it is €264, or duty paid is 280. And
Did you say 7 or 9 years in cognac?
over 9 years in cognac.
How long have Teeling been?
Well, that's why it's Bushmills Liquid. So I think this was part of the batch that was bought by John Teeling Sr. and then was a part of the deal that transferred over to the new Teeling Distillery, or to the Teeling Distillery, and they've been aging that since.
When
Matt,
was this released?
when was this released? Oh, that's a good question.
This year.
This year, is it?
But they just released a 20-year-old Mongolian over 200.
€200.
We had a 19-year-old Armagnac house that sold out, and a 20-year-old cognac.
So 300 bottles, and it's still on sale. Dublin and Cork, as I say, €280. Isn't it surprisingly pale for something that's spent 9 years in a cognac cask? You would imagine that it would have more colour. Sláinte mhath. What are your impressions of this? So the nose is not appealing with the palate, it's more appealing on the palate? Okay.
It's nostril cleaning.
Nostril cleaning. Another comment, you prefer the Furcullen 23 over the Teeling. Let me pass the bottler. Crikey, I need two hands with this. The weight of the bottle and the box. What are your impressions? A lot of packaging.
I think
The retail price for that is 280.
I think
280, yes.
completely overrated.
At Barkeby. Yes, I do. I need bifocals, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, 280.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
might chew that day.
Yeah. What's gonna? I remember.
There's not much of a cognac
a few
influence,
years
right?
ago.
Oh, there is.
Maybe about 4 years after the distillery opening, and he said at the time, he said, whatever they're producing there now, he said that won't be good for 8 to 10 years. And he's right. Yeah. And, which is,
I actually think it's actually very nice.
yeah.
Almost a dessert.
They have,
Maybe a dessert and whiskey tasting.
yeah. You got to turn me off and talk to you later.
If you're looking for winners tonight,
Sorry?
it'll be the 23 and the 18.
Yeah.
We're going to do. We'll do a poll at the end. We'll do a vote at the end.
You'll get me into trouble. Yeah.
Rich?
We're tasting the Bushmills.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's your man with the number here?
I don't know if it's first fill or second fill. Did I say that? I don't think it's.
Everybody has them.
They're all the details I can get. That's all the details I can get. If it was 20 years second fill, that would make more sense.
Sorry?
I loved the way it was done.
Yeah. It's a way different from a brand ambassador presenting, and because they're trying to sell. Yeah, they're trying to sell. Yeah. Yeah.
So I should say it's scandalous, what you say. Well done. Well done. It was a great day.
What do you think of the last one?
Yeah.
This one I think is a very nice comment. No one can follow such video.
Yeah. It just takes the whole thing depends on what you're after eating, what you're after tasting, and something can linger in your palate, and it can either enhance some or it can actually detract from it. Yeah.
But even if you go through the set, you go, I only like one of the 6. Then at least there's 5 that I would not buy, or there's 5 that of a style that I don't like, or it's.
Fair enough. No, I would buy most of them, and that's very annoying because they're expensive.
Yeah, I blame you for that.
I blame
We'll be on top of the before the night is out.
fear that might make this
So we've gone past 9 o'clock. We've gone past 9 o'clock, and before we get to, because I do want to take a vote and see of the 6 what came out on top. But before we do that, I do want to say thanks to Rob Caldwell of Teeling, to Jesse Lynch of JJ Corrie, to Andrew Dickey of IDL, Willie Murphy from Stafford's, Tony Carroll, formerly of Castle Brands, Carol Hoey of Fircullen, and Kevin Keenan from Cobblestone Brands, who contributed with not only the tasting notes but the background information, and they were very helpful and gave us their time in giving us the information. So we'll go to them. I also want to say thanks to Ace Personnel, to Mark Rossiter and Jennifer McQuillan for for putting up with us, and also to the rest of the Irish Whisky Society events team and committee for putting all of this together. Because without them, this just wouldn't happen. It doesn't just happen by itself. So a huge amount of work goes into designing the mats and putting the whole thing together. So thanks to them. And to Michael for the spotlight sample. It's a great opportunity for us to get to try that. Literally, the pleasure was mine.
I would like to thank the society here for inviting me here tonight to present these whiskies with Brian, and to thank Brian as well for hosting it, or co-hosting it. And you know, we're very lucky, as I said earlier on, where we are working with whiskies, because it's part of our life, and that's it. It gives us a great opportunity to interact with other whisky enthusiasts that would like to kindly part with their money as they pass through the airport. And we try to help you along the way with that, if we can at all. So, yeah. And thank you very much again. Yeah.
So shall we do a show of hands? Show of hands and one vote.
I think you do the first and
Here's
second.
the tip. So first, who's the red breast? And just get that out of the way.
Okay,
Two hands are welcome as well as one.
Okay, you got two votes, put it that way. So for number one, the Kilbeggan 11-year-old single malt. Moving on. The Fircullen 23. We go. Yes, you can vote twice.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. Okay. The JJ Corrie 13-year-old. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. 7, 8. The Redbreast 18. I'm not even going to count. The Napo Castle. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. 2 votes.
Wow. Very good. And the Teeling 20-year-old. Okay. So, in joint first, the Redbreast 18, and I think was it between the Fircullen and the Napo?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you've got double distilled, triple distilled, 2 different distilleries and 2 different styles. What's not in the running, as you're right, Jennifer, what's not in the running, because we haven't tasted it yet, is the Hinch. Wait till you taste this. It is absolutely beautiful. So at that, I think that is us.
Yeah.
One more question. Of the
23-year-old.
No, it's the thing is, it's restricted for members only of the Waterford Whisky Society.
And don't join any other society.
However, for a special.
If you became a member, in theory, you could buy a bottle.
No, it's you pay a subscription. It's a member benefit.
You can't buy, you can subscribe.
You see, it's like the Irish Whisky Society. We don't sell our bottles. It's a member benefit, because if we were to sell the bottles, we would be liable to taxes.
Yeah.
So it's a member benefit.
Yeah, it's a member benefit where you subscribe. Yeah, so we don't actually sell them.
And once again, to step away from difficult topics that could get us fired, we're going to wrap up with that. Iwagi, good man, Michael. Yay.
What it was about with the donation, I didn't understand what they were saying with the returns. You would agree, as